Yes, people, welcome back to the channel. Romario Webster here. Before we get into today's reaction, leave me a like, subscribe to the channel, and turn on your notifications. Appreciate everyone who does. It means a lot and helps me out. Get me to 1K subscribers, please. And then maybe I'll post more. But let's get into today's video. Arsenal win 1-0 against Newcastle, and we'll take it. We'll take that win. I'm not sure we'll take the performance, but we'll get into that. Let's talk about the positives. Of course, 3 points are huge. 3 points considering that defeat we had to our title running rivals, Man City, last weekend at the Etihad. It feels like a long time ago because we haven't played since. So this was our first game since that defeat. So it was important we turned up today. And I think winning counts as turning up at this point, especially off the back of 2 losses to Bournemouth and City. For us to win today is important. It's huge. I know Newcastle aren't in the greatest of form at the minute. They're actually in 14th. Newcastle. They're only 8 points above Tottenham in the relegation zone. So that sort of tells you what kind of season Newcastle are having. It's their 4th loss in a row. So for me, when you consider that it's their 4th loss in a row, that's where I think a little bit of the disappointment comes from. But we'll get into that in a little while. But yeah, Eberechi Eze with the goal. Now, I missed the start of the game just because I was doing a few bits, but I hear that, Gary Neville said it, so I'm not sure how much I can take his word, but a few of my boys are confirmed that, the Arsenal fans weren't happy. Apparently, he was going short from corners, and there was a few boos coming from the stands, but going short from the corner actually led to our winning goal, and it goes short. Madueke, I say short, plays it into the box to Havertz, who takes a touch, another touch, draws in the Newcastle defenders, lays it to Eberechi Eze, who whips it into the far top corner, pretty much goes in off the post into the side netting. Great finish. Eberechi Eze is sort of why we brought him in for those moments. And a key thing I've sort of been talking about on the Gooner Club podcast, go check that out, people, if you haven't already. And I've spoken about it on TalkSport as well, that the thing with football players, especially attacking players, pretty much only attacking players, because defenders, in a way defenders as well, they're judged by moments, but your ability to take chances when they just arrive, they land at your feet or in the air on your head, they're what define you. That's why the likes of Lewandowski, Benzema, Kane, you look at these strikers, you even take Kane out and put a Luis Suarez or Didier Drogba, Thierry Henry, these top strikers over the years, and the obvious ones are obviously Messi and Ronaldo, but the players that get spoken about the most are the ones who take big moments when the chance is there, when the team needs someone to step up and put the team in the lead or to make the headlines. These players do it, and I think Eberechi Eze, he isn't obviously at the level of a lot of those players I just said, but he's got that in him. He's got that moment in him, and he delivers one today. He nearly delivered one at the Etihad last week, hitting the post, and I think that's why a lot of Arsenal fans were frustrated as they came off. But he actually comes off of an injury, Eze. I think it was in about the 50th minute. Yeah, 53rd minute he comes off, which is annoying. Hopefully it's nothing serious. He was on the pitch, smiling, clapping the fans at the end. So I think he was probably just felt something. He knows his body. We all know our body's better than anyone. And he probably just thought, you know what, if I carry on, I'm going to do myself some damage. So hopefully Eze's okay for the Champions League semi-final first leg away to Atletico Madrid, because I think we'll need him. But I also think away from home, it's the sort of game you may be able to get away without an Eberechi Eze, and you can try and get away with a draw. I don't think many Arsenal fans will begrudge Arteta going for a draw there. But the rest of the game, pretty much the same theme. This sort of coveted our season, and big up the glory to the Gunners group chat that I'm in. A lot of good people in there, and obviously we talked throughout the game, and some people said, we were playing good football. Some others, like myself, didn't enjoy it, and our football's just not entertaining, people. It's just not, and we have to be honest about that. We're at home. Bearing in mind, I've just told you that was Newcastle's 4th loss in a row. Newcastle had 55% possession. We had 45%. Newcastle had an XG of 0.91. We had an XG of 0.6. We made 3 saves. Their keeper made 3 saves. We had 11 shots. They had 13. We did have 7 corners. They had 2. So, stats, as Savage Dan said, big up Dan. They're like bikinis. What they show you is interesting. What they don't show you is equally as interesting. But these stats for me do show me that we didn't dominate the game. And we're at home. it leads to a nervousness and nervous energy. Sky Sports are lapping it up. Every other minute, it felt like the commentary team were mentioning that there was nervous energy in the stadium. And they thrive on that. They actually want Arsenal fans to sort of be nervous and that bottle narrative to continue, because that's what drives clicks. It's what drives engagement. And Arsenal fans know it. We know that we have been prone and to chuck in promising situations away in terms of the league title. So we need to not do that. Our next game is at home to Fulham. The way we played at Man City at the Etihad was quite courageous for me. We still did prioritise defending first, but I thought we had a forward-thinking hat on. And I just want against Fulham, who won today against Aston Villa. So Fulham are no mugs. They got a lot of former Arsenal players in there. So I just think it's important we lay our mark on Fulham next week at home. We've done what we needed to do today. Score an early goal. 9th minute in, Eberechi Eze scores. I think we can get at least 2, maybe 3 here. That's what I mean. All I wanted was one more. Not a lot, just one more. We didn't get it. And this title race is all about goal difference. It's all about how many goals you can score, because if we just give City the win, let's just give them a 1-0 win against Crystal Palace and they go level on points with us, we'd have the same goal difference, but we'd lose the league on 3 goals. That's what it would be, 3 goals. So you don't get accolades or rewarded for defensive football first. In the Premier League, the rules literally reward you for offensive football, because if it's level on head-to-head points, goal difference, the team that scored the most goals wins. So the Premier League are literally trying to encourage scoring goals there. So I don't think we can sit and rely on Man City to drop points. I just don't think that's a smart or sensible game plan. I think we've got to be a bit more brave and bold. And the thing is, with a 1-0 lead, it's just so dangerous. Newcastle got a chance today. Voltemada comes on, playing in midfield. Not sure what Eddie Howe's thinking is, but maybe this is his thinking, because he dinks a nice ball in behind to Jan Wisser, who last season playing at Brentford week in, week out, probably takes the chance, but he skies it, sends it over the bar. And that was probably the best chance Newcastle had. To be fair, Dan Burn had a header at the back post towards the end of the game, but it was never really troubling David Raya. So if Wisser takes that chance, all of a sudden we're chasing the game again as 1-1. So I do think we need to be a bit more brave, be a bit more proactive. But yeah, man, we take the win. There's not really much else you can add to it. A win's a win. I think seeing Bukayo Saka come back was good. I think Saka could be huge. I say there's nothing else to talk about. Injuries. Havertz injured. As Saka comes back, Havertz had to come off really early. I think he come off in the first half. Yeah, 34th minute, on comes Victor Gyökeres, who I do need to talk about. I'm not going to avoid that. So yeah, more injuries. As Saka comes back, Havertz and Eze not long coming back, and then Havertz is injured again. So let's hope the Havertz injury isn't serious, because I think we could have done with him against Atleti, but he did go straight down the tunnel. I'm not sure if that's more frustration at the fact he's injured. I don't know. He's had a week off, really, hasn't he? We haven't played for a week, so it is worrying. It makes you think, has he been training too much? Has he not trained enough in the week? Who knows? It's not really... I don't specialise in sports science like that. I mean, do I have a GCSE? But not at that level. So, yeah, it's a hard one. Let's see. Let's see what happens there. But yeah, Victor Gyökeres, let's do it. Now, the trouble with Victor Gyökeres is he's just not he's not a footballer for the top teams. And when I say footballer, I mean, if you know, a baller, footballer. Like, he's not a purist. It's not natural. I think I personally have more technical ability than Gyökeres. I think I know how to use different parts of my foot in terms of passing, pinging it. I think, I don't know, maybe that's madness, but I think a lot of people I know are better. But what they're not better than him at is physically, they're probably not as strong, or we're not as strong or quick as him, and we can't finish as good as him. I don't think there's many better strikers of a ball than Victor Gyökeres. However, he's just not offering us enough. And I sung from the hills for us to sign Victor Gyökeres. I was adamant. I was so sure that he would score the goals we needed. I thought he would have wrapped us the league up by now. I sort of put it down to his underperformance as to why the league's not wrapped up, because defensively we've done our job. We've conceded by far the least amount of goals if you take Man City out. The next team after us, we've conceded 26. City have conceded 29. The next team is Palace, Brighton, and yeah, they've conceded 39. So that just shows you how little goals we actually do concede, and we've scored the second most in the league. So this team is very good, this Arsenal team, but we should have scored more. And I think Gyökeres could have had at least 5 or 6 more, not necessarily because he's missed chances, but his abilities probably meant that he couldn't get in the position to get those chances. Like Havertz has gotten in those positions since he's come back. So we need more. There's a chance at the end. We're on a counter-attack. We should make it 2-0. And Gyökeres, he has a simple square ball onto Saka. There's one Newcastle defender. Lo and behold, Gyökeres hits the Newcastle defender. They intercept it. Counter-attack done. So, look, Gyökeres has been frustrating. It's a troubling situation because you've got Havertz there, you've got Gabriel Jesus there, you've got Gyökeres, and 2 of them can't be there next season. At least 2 of them can't. And it would hurt me to say Gyökeres is one of them because there's something with Havertz where he can fulfill so many different roles within the team and a tactical setup that Gyökeres really would only be there for his finishing ability, and bringing him off the bench doesn't always work. He's actually scored the most goals off the bench for us this season. He's got 5. But yeah, man, my rose-tinted spectacles are no longer rose-tinted. They're just straight-up spectacles. I'm just seeing what I can see, and he's not it, is he? And it breaks me out because I wanted to see the celebration more. Everything about it. I'll be honest, the little kid in me was just rating the celebration a proper striker. He was ripping the back of the net in the Champions League and Portugal. That's what's so annoying, because he's done it in the Champions League. Who knows? Everyone remembers Fernando Torres stinking up the place at Chelsea, semi-final against Barcelona, runs around Victor Valdez, sends them on to win their first ever Champions League trophy. Football's done crazier things. So, Victor Gyökeres, the chance is there for you. The chance is there for you to prove everyone wrong. Prove me right, please, because it's looking dark out here, Vic. Right, so there's the chance. Champions League is where I'm seeing Victor Gyökeres making his mark now. In the Premier League, unless Havertz's injury is really serious, I don't think we'll see too much of him from the start. But yeah, Gyökeres, this is your chance. Prove the haters wrong, shut them up. Champions League awaits. Let's see what he can do. But yeah, as I say, Bukayo Saka back in the team. It's good to see Saka back. Hopefully he can stay fit for the run in the final Premier League and Champions League games. But yeah, man, another win. We'll take it. I say another win. First win in 2 in the league. But yeah, when I look at the league, people, it's such an up and down inconsistent season. I mean, Chelsea, obviously, Liam Rosenior got sacked. They've lost their last 5. Brentford have drawn their last 5. Fulham 1 drawn, lost 1 drawn. Everton lost, drawn, 1 loss. Newcastle lost 4, 1-1. Like, it's such an up and down season in terms of form. It's hard to really predict what's going to happen next. So hopefully we can just be flawless. I think we need to be looking to win every game now. 4 games left, win them all, and then you see what happens. And score some goals in the process. But that's it from me, people. I'm going to go relax, enjoy the rest of my evening. Make sure to like, subscribe to my channel, turn on your notifications. Means a lot. I'm trying to get to 1K subscribers. I need to post more. I know, and I will. But yeah, thank you for watching, people. Till next time, see you then. Peace.